Happy Wednesday, everybody. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com. Welcome to the Road to Millions on this Wednesday. It's raining where I am, Steve. It's
Same
raining.
here.
Kind
Same
of
here.
a kind of synopsis of the last couple days.
And it's been a dreary couple of days over here.
Yeah, it really, really has. So we got a great show for everybody. Very excited to get into it. So what are we going to go over? We're going to give you a fade of the day. We're going to give you a sleeper of the day. That comes in the NFL. We're going to give you a really cool stat of the day. And then we've got a new segment, everybody. Steve
Yes,
and I have
sir.
been talking about, like literally, we've been talking about this forever. And we're finally going to do it. This is going to be our Wednesday special. This is called the Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame. What we're going to do is take one of these iconic sports records and decide if we think it's ever going to be broken. And if we decide if it can never be broken, it goes into our Hall of Fame. If we decide that there's a chance it can be broken, it's out. So every Wednesday, we're going to take one of these amazing sports records. Most of them, I mean, you guys probably know all of them, but we'll talk about them. Kind of slowly build a Hall of Fame. Steve got to pick the first one, and it's one of the OGs. It's a fun one to talk about. So we're very excited about that. This will be every Wednesday, and the good news, you guys get to decide some of the ones that we debate. So put it in the comments section. What are some of your favorite sports records that you think will never be broken? Put it in the comments section, and we will go through as many as we can. Every Wednesday, we'll do one of them. So we'll build up over time, and this should be an amazing, awesome time. So hit the like button, leave us a comment. And then, of course, we're going to do Bankroll Reset Day here at the end. So, all right, Steve, let us get into first off, what do we have today? It's not that busy of a day. We've got two MLB plays that are up. For me, Ryder Cup week, so I just put the Ryder Cup pack up. There's no plays in it because we bet on the individual matchups, and so those don't come out till Thursday evening. But you can lock in the Ryder Cup pack, and so as soon as you get plays, they'll just come right to your email. So you can grab the Ryder Cup pack, but there are no plays in it right now. They'll start coming out Thursday night. So grab the MLB plays, grab the Ryder Cup pack. All right, let's get into the fade of the day. You're fading your second favorite team, Steve, the Yankees. Let's
Yes,
talk.
sir.
Let's talk Giancarlo Stanton. Why are we fading him?
Yeah, speaking of dreary days, Stanton's seen his fair share at the plate this season. He's batting 190 on the year now. He's just hit the wall this year. He only has 24 home runs and 58 RBI. He's fallen short of this hits plus runs plus RBIs mark in his last 6 games and 9 of his last 10 games. It's essentially a home run or nothing for him. If he gets in the one game he went over, he hit a home run. If he doesn't hit a home run, it just seems like he can't clear this mark. He's really struggled against Jose Berrios too. He's 1 for 12 against him, 6 strikeouts, the one hit just being a single, no production numbers, no runs, no RBIs against Berrios. And Berrios has been pitching pretty well. He has a 2.81 ERA across 29 September innings, so he's been pretty sharp in September. And it just doesn't seem like there's much motivation here for Stanton to try to put on a show tonight on the road. We'll fade him. The number's 1.5. It's only negative 105 right now on DraftKings. I love this play today. It's a great look for as the season winds down in the major leagues.
Nice. Yes, we'll start. It's been a good fade all year. Really,
Yeah.
a lot of the Yankees have been good fades. So we'll fade Giancarlo Stanton today. I'm going to take a look at the sleeper of the day, and I don't know if I think some people are talking about the Browns defense, but I think we can make money off of them. Give me this Ravens team total under 19.5. This is the best defense in the NFL right now. They allow 3.2 yards per play. That's best in the NFL. They've allowed opposing offenses to score 19 points total. The Steelers put up some points, but one of those touchdowns was an interception return for a touchdown. One was a fumble return for a touchdown. So this defense has allowed 19 points. The Ravens only scored 19 against the Colts. I did not think that was a very inspired effort by the Ravens. And if they bring that kind of game plan, this Browns team is going to absolutely smother them. They're healthy. This is one of those rival games that can get, kind of ugly. And I'm happy to support this Browns defense. Steve, I was high on the Chiefs. defense. They've been doing a good job holding
Yes.
teams under the team total. This Browns team is holding teams under their team total. So I think the sleeper of the day is figuring out ways to make money off this Browns defense. So give me the Ravens team total under 19.5. That is my sleeper of the day. Steve, you did the stat of the day, and it's just piling on the Broncos. And, I mean, this iconic Broncos Bears game. But let's talk about this stat. What do you like?
So the Denver Broncos haven't won a road game since Teddy Bridgewater led them to a Week 9 victory against Dallas in 2021. That'll be 692 days ago at kickoff. It's been a calendar year since the Bears have won at home as well, and they've lost the last 3 by 15 plus. Both teams are 0-3, and the Broncos are favored by 3. Who do you like here, Andy?
Oh my God!
Do you have a coin nearby?
Who do I like here? I like the Broncos. I think the Bears. I mean, both teams are a disaster, but the Bears are really, really next level. So
I lean that way. I lean that way too. I feel like the Broncos just have a slightly better chance on offense. That's the only bright spot I can see, like between these two teams so far this year.
Yeah. So I'll go with them, but it's certainly not a confident play. That is bad. 692 days since they've won on the road.
The Bears haven't won at home and lost in the last 3 by 15 plus points. They've lost by. It's
yikes.
These two, 0-6 combined to start the year. Not much to be happy about in Chicago or Denver.
Oh man. All right. Well, there's your sleeper of the day. There's your fade of the day, and this whole game is a fade of the day. So, nice work highlighting the complete incompetence on those teams. So, all right. Survivor picks. We still have 18 people left. Obviously, we lost quite a few over the weekend. Not as many as I thought we were going to lose. So, you can start getting your picks in now for week 4. Just put it in the comment section. I'll put a link to the spreadsheet so you can see all the picks there. Steve, you and I both advanced. Yay.
Yes, sir.
Yay.
Hanging in there.
Yep. So we got me and Steve and 16 others. So let's keep it rolling here, guys. And thanks everybody for joining in the Survivor Pool. Don't forget to get your pick in. Just leave it in the comment section. And all right, Steve, here we go. This is our first nominee for the Unbreakable Sports Records Hall of Fame. So you got to pick the first one, and you are nominating Rickey Henderson's all-time stolen bases, 1,406. A single season record. It's 130. I mean, that's amazing that you can get on base to get 130 even attempts at steals. So this is an iconic one. This is going to be so Steve's going to tell you why this will never be broken. I'm going to try and play devil's advocate, and it's damn near impossible. So, all right, Steve. So let's talk it out. Make the case why this record will never be broken and why it should be in the Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame.
So the 130 for the year was set in 1982, and that's a modern era record. Shout out to Hugh Nickel in 1887 with 138 stolen bases under different circumstances. Obviously, though, it doesn't count. Henderson counts as the technical record holder, and we're more looking at the career number here too of 1406, just highlighting that single season record of 130 as well. To put things in perspective here, the current leader right now is Elvis Andrus with 347. So the current leader is over 1,000 behind. So if someone would start today, the top guy, Elvis Andrus would be, and Andrews doesn't have much time left in his career to do this. Obviously, yeah, he's on the way closer to the end of his career than the beginning. So the last 100 stolen base season was in 1987. Was Vince Coleman, had 109 steals in 1987. This year we've seen the leader is Ronald Acuna Jr. He has 68, and that's with the bases being they made the rule change where we have bigger bases now. So we've actually seen stolen base numbers shoot up a little bit because in 2022, the leader was John Berti with 41. And in 2021, the leader was Starling Marte with 47. So even with the rule change, that's what people would say about this record. When you talk about, could someone break Henderson's stolen base records? People would say, well, unless there's a major rule change. Well, they made the major rule change, and these players have shot up from the high 40s, low 50s to the maybe Acuna gets into the 70s this year. But when you look at the fact that you need to average 75 steals a year over 19 seasons to pass Ricky Henderson, Acuna isn't going to get to 75 steals this season alone. And for him to think that he would average 75 for 19 straight seasons, Henderson was a player too that set other records. He was also number one in runs scored and leadoff home runs. And another interesting one that I dug up was that so Henderson averaged 78.5 steals over the first 13 years of his career. That was enough to set the record. That Lou Brock was the record holder prior to Ricky Henderson with 938. And just in the first 13 seasons of Ricky Henderson's career, when he wasn't even stealing, hundreds of bases yet, that would have been enough to set the all-time record.
All right. So how can this record be broken? You would need somebody really young. I mean, you would need somebody coming out of, I don't know. He would have to come out of college and be a dead ringer. But do they even do that anymore? They go to the minors for a couple years. These young prospects, right?
Yeah,
they don't go right. They don't. It's not like the NFL where you get drafted and you're starting in week 1.
Even if they did, they'd have to play again. They'd have to play 20 years and steal.
All right.
All right. You're trying to poke the holes in it. Go ahead.
All right. So let's say we have an absolute stud come right out of college. Let's say he's 21. All right. So you have 75 steals. I want to. I'm going to do a little math here. Let's say I get 80 steals. So I need to get 1407. Let's say I get 80. God, that's 17 and a half years. All right, so we need somebody to come out of college at like 21 and do this for over 17 years. I mean, you can't find guys that play that long, let alone who have the speed. I don't think I can poke holes in this one. I knew which one you were going with because we talked about it last night, and I just thought about it. I cannot see how anybody gets there. You have to avoid injury. You have to play forever. You have to get on base all the time. Like you can't even afford to go through batting slumps.
Yeah, we don't even see somebody play. Yeah, players don't even play as many games as Henderson was playing back then. I mean, you look at a player like I just pulled up Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's 21. He broke into the league this year in June.
He's the first logical name, but even I know he's not on pace.
Yeah, he's 33 steals in about half a season. So say he improves and he jumps to that mark of, maybe he could get 75 in a season. But could he average it though for that amount of time
for the next 2 decades? No.
And then try to wrap your head around somebody getting 130 in a single season when we haven't seen 100 stolen bases since 1987.
Yeah, this is one I tried to poke holes. I looked at De La Cruz and I was like, this is the most logical guy to look at, and I was like, he's not even close. He'll never get there. So if you have somebody that like De La Cruz that's this young, that isn't going to be on pace and certainly isn't going to play 19. I don't see how this one gets broken. I think this is a pretty obvious fast track right into the unbreakable sports records. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's a first ballot. It's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion as well.
Henderson
was a favorite of mine when watching baseball when I was younger. So
yeah,
he's always been a favorite of mine. And this is one of those records that come to mind. In baseball, in MLB, there's a lot of them that you can think of that you could put in there first. But I thought that it was only fitting that we go to Ricky for the first one.
All right, he's first ballot, unanimous. I can't even get close to poking holes in. I mean, it's just the longevity. You might get one season with 75 steals. You might even get 2 seasons. But even 3 seasons is unfathomable. But then you got to do it 19 seasons in a row. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's gonna be there forever. So, all right, congratulations, Ricky Henderson. You are first ballot and the very first member of the Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame here on the Road to Millions. I'm sure that's his second favorite record that he has right
Yeah,
now.
he's
Stolen bases being in our Hall of Fame. So,
yeah.
all right,
Forget about most runs scored or the other records that he set over the year.
yeah.
He even had the walks record before Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds took it over, but he even had that record. He would just set all the records. He has the most leadoff home runs
Yeah,
in baseball. He has all those records for the prototypical leadoff guy that kind of doesn't
he's one of
exist
a
anymore.
kind. He's a
Yeah,
unicorn. I
yeah.
mean, it's just amazing. So, all right, Steve, that was a good one. Leave in the comments who you want us to go over next week. We'll keep filing them away, and we'll keep talking about them. So I'm excited about this one. So.
Too.
All right, let's do Bankroll reset day. And we had a losing week. We were due for one. We'd been running really, really hot. And I got to tell you, we were really close to having a decent week. So let's go over what happened since not 2 days ago, Monday, but the Monday before that. So at 14 and 18, we lost 11.2 units. The big one right here is that MMA 1 and 2, the minus 5.7 units. I still am haunted by the loss on Saturday. That is a top 3 worst loss for me. I was talking to Jim about it last night, and you can tell what was your worst loss when you're not over it, and I'm not over
Yeah,
this one. It was a horrible disqualification when our guy was, mollywopping the opponent, and that's an 11 unit swing. We lost a 5% play when it should have been a 5% winner. So, we went from being down 11 units to, being even. And oh my God, how much better does that sound right now? So
amazing.
that's basically what it came, what our week came down to. It's really frustrating, but honestly, that's kind of what happens when you hit regression. So, baseball 3 and 4, down 2 units. Soccer went 3 and 5, minus 4.8 units. NFL is kind of strange because we're playing the Patriots to score a defensive touchdown every week. So 3 and 5 doesn't look like a great record, but don't forget we're playing that Patriots one, hoping to hit 3 or 4 of those. So evens out to 0 units when we lost Monday Night Football. College football, there we go. There's a unit.
Keeps rolling.
Keeps rolling.
Only need one play.
Only need one play. And then Formula One and cross sports parlay, those were kind of a wash. Not much going on there. So, there's, I don't know. There's really not much to take away. Soccer was a little bit frustrating. That's 2 weeks in a row we've lost on soccer. So we'll get that back on track. Everything else, I think I'm okay with. We don't have any UFC events this weekend, so we'll be pretty low volume. The Ryder Cup, I hope, will add some units this week. That's kind of the extra sport that we'll have. So we'll probably have a couple soccer plays, definitely NFL. We've got a couple more baseball plays, but regular season's almost over. Definitely college football. And we'll look at cross-sport parlays. But for the next week, expect low volume, and I think that's a really good thing for us. We have been running really, really well. And in fact, if we want to go ahead and look at our Bankroll Builder spreadsheet here. So I wanted to take a look here and kind of show you guys the hot run that we'd been on and why a week like this was kind of expected. We go back to this July 24th. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winning weeks out of what is that, 7? That's unsustainable. I'd love to hit that percentage, but that's unsustainable. We talk about what Ralph Michaels brought up. If you hit 60% of your bets, that means you win 60% of the months. That is only winning 7.2 months out of the year. So we were due for a down week. Could have been a lot worse. That number could have been a minus 20. So minus 11 is certainly not great, but considering the run we were on before that, it's not a disaster. So, all right. So how we do the spreadsheet? 1 unit last week we established 1 unit was 17.76. Multiply that times 11.2. It's right around $198. So our bankroll, since we started doing the Road to Million videos, is 1,578. And so we will establish one unit for this next week is $15.78. So if we have one unit play and you're following this exactly, it's a $15.78 bet. But adjust your bankroll and establish your unit for the next week, and then we'll do bankroll reset day on next Monday. And this one, Steve, I know you love. Not only did we have a bad week, the Dow had a bad week too. They're down to 1.9%.
They dipped a little bit as well.
Yeah, they dipped a little bit as well too. We're still over this 100-unit mark, which is great. So this is the Dow Jones, and this is the Road to Millions. So I would much rather be at 104 units as opposed to 1.9%. So we'll get back on track. Regression is always our ugly friend. So sorry I didn't have a chance to do the big dramatic thing. It's been a busy morning. Me and Nick recorded Ryder Cup videos things, and I just didn't feel the need to do anything too crazy. So all right, guys, 2 MLB plays that are up, and don't forget to get that Ryder Cup pack. And believe it or not, man, hockey starts. Steve and I were talking about hockey starts pretty soon. They're already playing preseason games. NBA is a week away. So baseball is winding down. I don't know if we're going to have any postseason plays. We didn't last year. I don't like betting on the baseball postseason. Unless you bet on how many times a bullpen's going to come in and blow the game for a team. So MLB plays are up, Ryder Cup pack is up, and that is going to do it for us on the Road to Millions. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to leave us a comment for your Survivor pick, and leave us a comment for the Sports Record Hall of Fame nominee that you'd like us to discuss. And we'll pick one and go over it next week. Let's have a great Wednesday. Let's get this week started off right. Good luck on all your bets, and we will see everyone tomorrow on the Road to Millions.